So I've got a few moments to get back to Wistful Vistas here, and thought I'd make this the director's cut. Not the director's cut, but let's just say if the film is still running, which of course I have no way of knowing, let's just talk about a couple of safety issues riding a motorcycle. A couple of things that come to me. First off, I'd like to say that you don't want to follow the car ahead of you too closely. I could be right on that car's bumper because they're just creeping along. But you don't want to do it for a few reasons. The obvious, most obvious of course, is they throw on the brakes and you become a new decoration on the back of the machine. Your reactions may not be able to get this big thing stopped in time from hitting them. But secondarily, particularly as you approach a light, if you're that close to the back of that car, people waiting to turn left from the opposite side cannot see a motorcycle. If you do follow a car closely, I recommend you stay out there on the left side of the lane to increase your visibility to oncoming drivers. But they can't, and I know at least one accident that occurred when somebody turned left immediately behind a car going through the intersection, only to discover there was a motorcyclist there. And their testimony was, well, I just had this short gap and I had to turn left because I was going to A, go to Starbucks, B, get an ice cream, C, severely injure a motorcyclist. You choose, multiple choice question. So don't follow them too close, especially as you come up to intersections. Second thing to mention is a great channel that I watch regularly. There's another one I can't recall at the moment. And he hasn't posted a lot recently. He's out of England, runs a motorcycle safety school, and the title of the channel is called Roadcraft Nottingham, which I assume, using the British pronunciation for assume means that it indeed comes from somewhere around Nottingham, England, of Sherwood Forest and Sheriff John fame. Although I don't think Robin Hood rode a motorcycle, but he might have. But in any case, Roadcraft Nottingham, and he's got some very good observations on motorcycle safety, lane positioning, riding etiquette, just very informative. Even if you think you're beyond all that, I've been riding bikes for a long time, I don't need no guy telling me what to do. I'd suggest you give it a look. Third thing I want to mention is in bins, in corners, and I picked this up from Roadcraft Nottingham and observed it to be quite true around here. We're lucky, as Mr. Guy told us, I'm sorry, I'm concentrating on making this turn here, as oopsie, we have some great curvy roads. We really do. I'm lucky to live in northern San Diego and being able to ride out east toward Ramona and Julian, but they are curvy. So when you're looking ahead, you see a curve. If as you're approaching it, you don't begin to see the other side of that road picking up, it means that that's got a tightening apex or a tighter curve, and you can't see through clear to the road ahead. That at the very least means that you've got to give it a little bit more respect. So at least decelerate as you're approaching it, or until you can see enough of the road ahead to know it's clear. Now that isn't a reflection on your cornering ability. Actually, it's just the visibility. You might turn around. We have out east just a wonderful road. I'm not going to mention it because it's a complete secret. There can't be more than 10,000 to 100,000 people that know about it. But we've got a great road back there, and it's serviced by rural postmen, and they drive around in these little postal cars and deliver the mail. And they pull over with about a half the car over the side and a half the car on the road, because this is a narrow road. And you could pop around that bend and find that thing stopped there, committed to your line, channeling your inner Rossi, and there ain't no way you're going to be able to avoid collecting that. And we all know that messing with U.S. mail is a federal crime. So number one, you don't want to have that going on. Number two, just imagine the potential damage you could do to that mail truck. They're pretty heavy, and very expensive, and I as a taxpayer don't want to pay for the repairs. So just be aware of that as you're looking through. That road will tighten. Now this road I can see all the way through that curve. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up with the GoPro's foreshortening effects, but I can see all the way through these curves, so I know there's nothing stopped up ahead there except for these two moving roadblocks in front of me. So those are a couple of safety tips that I would mention to you to keep in mind driving in traffic and riding the curvy roads, different ends of the spectrum. I'll put those into a little separate snippet, I think. I won't make that a director's cut because then that video is going to get really long. Over and out once again.